That's a, excuse me, that's a very beautiful outfit. I just like it. That is one of my favorite outfits on you ever.
Oh, give me a break.
Look, guys, look at her.
Okay, shh.
Okay. Well, you gotta spice it up something.
And even though
it cannot just be like a story over and over again.
Even though he,
people get bored.
Even
with a story.
Even though Jose never changes his shirts.
I don't need to. I'm always clean.
The reason I changed mine, even though we're filming 3 at once, is so that we will know which one is which.
But you know how guys are. Guys can be like in the same shirt forevermore.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, where we left off, we had just told these people we were going to give away everything that we owned to them, and they were, then God had told us to pack up all of our personal belongings, to quit his job, and to have them move all of their stuff in to be able to
yep, and to
redecorate
the whole house.
I don't know why my hair has been bothering me these last 3 videos. I think.
No, I like your hair.
Okay.
It looks
Okay.
It looks beautiful.
Thanks. I don't know, from this perspective, I don't know if it's the lighting.
I've been going bald.
Anyway.
But I don't care really.
Okay.
Guys don't care about those kind of things.
Okay. Anyway. So by now, this was September of '96. All of our stuff was packed up in 52 boxes around the dining room table, and he was just every day. You were in.
I was inside the bathroom praying and asking God just to show us and just to send us money and all the stuff that that one has to do.
Yeah, we had taken these steps.
Especially when you have a family like of 4 small kids. If it was only you and me together, there's not that much of a problem. But when you have four little kids that you are responsible for, then that becomes another problem.
Learning how to live by faith. This was our training ground. This was our school, our university, because learning how is very, very hard.
Difficult.
It's fearful.
I did not want to learn how to live by faith. I mean, this was the last thing. This was the last thing on my mind, to live by faith.
Yes, and so
trusting in God. Only trusting in God just to provide things for you.
So it was very, very fearful, and it's not that we now are experts at it, but it's like we've gone through so many things and seen God providing each time, even though it wasn't in our timing. And it's like he has been faithful for all these years.
20 years he's been faithful. So now we know
that
God's going to do it.
It's like, even though
it's automatic.
Yeah, now we know.
We know that God's going to do it one way or another.
But back then it was the most scary thing in the whole world, and we felt so alone, right? Because we had our friends at church and everything, but it's like nobody understood what we were going through, right?
Right. It was very, very difficult for them to understand.
Yeah, and we didn't tell many people either, because it sounded so crazy. But anyway, so anyway, every day they would come over and redecorate my home and everything. Well, time passed, and God provided. When he quit his job, God supernaturally started to provide. Like these they happen to be Nicaraguans, but we knew nothing about the country at that time. Now we've been there twice, but there was some Nicaraguans that lived under us, and they loved our kids. And she would just come up and bring us food. And we never told them anything. We never told
about
them anything.
Any kind of food.
No, we didn't feel like we were supposed to tell anybody about anything, because we believed that if we ask God, he'll provide.
Right.
Right? And so anyway, so food would just appear, and then, like, I remember one time Hannah had hurt her finger, and she had this infection running up her little finger, a red stripe, which is very dangerous. And God healed her. Totally healed her, because we had no benefits, right?
It all dried up.
Yeah.
Totally dried up.
And different things. There was a lot of different incidences where God really, really came through, which was, each time it helped to build our faith. But anyway, so then by the time of February of 97, Jose was in the bathroom praying, because that was his little prayer closet. He would hide himself in the bathroom while we were all out doing our everyday stuff. And he would just be, God, what are we going to do? God, what are we going to do, right? And all of a sudden, God hit him over the head and said, this is not faith.
Yes.
And what did you know that we were supposed to do?
That we were supposed to execute a quit claim deed with a lawyer and just hand them over everything for like $1.
So that's what we did.
It was a legal document.
So that's what we did. Even though, like, we had thought that we were going to see a big return, right, before, and we were still believing God's going to give us all the money that we need because we're doing this. And so we just thought, but God's ways, God taught us in a different way than what we thought. But anyway, so we went to a lawyer. It was it turned out to be March 17th. And that was, remember, he had quit his job on September 17th. We didn't arrange that, but it was March 17th. We went to a lawyer with them. And for $1, we did it legally. Now the home and everything in it was theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, they had been praying, and they felt to tell us that in 1 month we should leave the home.
Exactly.
So 1 month from that day was April 17th, which nobody had figured out the numbers, but it turned out that was exactly to the day 7 months.
Which is God's number of completion.
God's number of,
God's
or
number
God's
of-
perfect number.
Yes, God's number of of perfection or of completion is the number 7, and that was exactly 7 months from the time that I had actually quit working by what God told me to do.
And we hadn't planned that, so that was a
So
comfort
that
to
was
us.
like a
It was a comfort,
that,
right?
yeah, that actually was a sign to us, just that God was with us in the
And,
situation.
okay, so
So we,
then we put our boxes in storage, and we didn't know what we were gonna do. We had no idea. We put our boxes in storage, and then we had 9 duffel bags, which were, some of them were toys for the kids, some were homeschool material, because I always homeschooled the kids, even though they started when they were little, right? And it was just a few little books because they were all little. And we set off.
no, but first of all, we went to our church
Oh yeah.
and they prayed for us, and it was a very, very small church. So they could only give to us about, what was it, about $200, $200 and some dollars, which is really nothing when you're going to be traveling with a whole family and you're going to be leaving Florida and going somewhere else. $200 really isn't all that much money.
And so it turned out that we left on we didn't plan it this way, but we left our home on the 17th. Her birthday was April 20th. And we went 3.
Should this be the end?
No, wait. I'll just say
So the people can.
I'll just say we spent 3 days in a motel because we had no idea what to do. So we used those $200 and spent 3 days in a motel, and then we had never had any debt. We didn't have any credit card build up or anything, but we had no choice. And
So you should stop
and
now.
God said, just use the credit card. So we left on my daughter's birthday, April 20th, 1997. She was 8 years old on that day.
And the adventure continues on the next tape.
Right. Okay.
Bye, see you guys.
Bye.